and the massive rock fell from its precarious place, crushing the orphans working the broken glass mine. And that's how Applejack ruined Christmas.
Yeah, that was, good. But why don't I review the episode? My Little Pony, Hearthbreakers, starts with all of Equestria getting ready for Hearth's Warming Eve. And this year, the Pie family and the Apple family are spending the holidays together. Things start off well enough with the Apples getting introduced to the Pie family. Parents Igneous Felspar and wife Cloudy Quartz, the deeply hostile Limestone Pie, and the mute Marble Pie. They also partake in the Pie family traditions, like eating rock soup, making traditional hearth-warming dolls out of rocks, and to get to see who raises Equestria's flag the next day, the whole gang looks for a hidden picture of a rock. These many complex rock traditions aren't really doing it for AJ. So on Hearth's Warming Eve, she goes all out with the Apple family ways. Presents, flagpoles, weirdly anachronistic candy canes, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, and she planted the flagpole in the middle of a fault line, and that sends the Pie family boulder into a pit mine.
Yeah, and then after that, it's really best that the Apple family moseys on home. But on the train, AJ hears from Granny Smith the story behind the Pie family boulder, or Holder's boulder, and she finds a Pie family hidden present from Pinkie. Moved by the story and the gift, AJ stops the train, then heads back to the rock farm to put things right.
By performing a Sisyphean task.
Hearthbreakers is a confusing episode for me that's constantly sending mixed signals. I just can't get on this episode's train of logic. First off, the name. Hearthbreakers is related to the holiday Hearth's Warming, which is the MLP equivalent to Christmas. Now, it's spelled Hearth's Warming, but I keep hearing Heart's Warming, both of which are equally appropriate, but I wish they would define which one they picked. As the Fire of Friendship, that's the thing that defeated the Wendigos, could be associated with a hearth, the floor of a fireplace, or a heart, for obvious reasons. Another thing I find confusing is the blushing in this episode. Big Mac and Marble blush when they're together because they're into each other. And I get it, even if I don't like it or understand what they see in each other.
It's all that in conversation.
But there's a moment when Applebloom blushes when she's talking to Maud. But why? Is she embarrassed? Is she mad?
Has she uncovered some aberrant interest in fruit?
I think if they wanted to show Applebloom and Maud bonding, a simple smile would have done the job better. Finally, Hearth's Warming is an odd holiday. You get this sort of thing whenever you try to have an analog to a holiday in a fantasy setting. Like Life Day in Star Wars. You need to invest time and effort into explaining how the holiday works, while also having cues, presents, decorations, etc., to show that this is an analog for Christmas. Hearthbreakers is also an introduction to the often heard of but never seen Pie family, and I'd be lying if I didn't say I was just a bit disappointed. First, Igneous and Cloudy Quartz. They're appropriately austere, and I see the opportunity for humor and intriguing characterization, but they're not on screen enough. Marble, Big Mac's new waifu, seems to be actively trying to escape the episode, and Limestone might work if she was a bad guy, but at the moment she's just an unpleasant relative. Finally, Maud's on hand, so we're not completely in uncharted waters. I think the key to liking the Pie family is Pinkie liking her family. The episode knows this and is sure to have a moment with Pinkie and her parents, as well as Pinkie and her triplet sisters. But it's not enough, especially considering how important this relationship is. I mean, we know more about Pinkie's relationship to the cakes than we do about her relationship with the pies. Hearthbreakers also wants to look at the not often seen relationship between Applejack and Pinkie Pie. And unfortunately, they're just too in sync, even though they're trying to accomplish the same task in different ways. They never butt heads, and they're just so united, even though they probably shouldn't be. Finally, I don't agree with the lesson at the end. Applejack doesn't come across like she's trying to force the pies to do things her way. She goes through all the Pie family hearth-warming traditions, and the next day she wants to have a turn. I can't really blame her for that. But yes, Applejack is definitely looking at things from a distinct I'm right, you're wrong perspective, and if that's what the writers wanted to do, I think they should have committed to it more. Okay, now it's time to break down the good and the bad in My Little Pony Hearthbreakers. On the good side, the saving grace of the episode is novelty. It's new, and it's a look at a set of characters we've only heard of but never seen. On the other hand, as a first impression, the pies leave something to be desired. Igneous and cloudy quartz are boring, limestone is unpleasant, and marble is useless. There are also some confusing artistic choices, and AJ should have been more right or more wrong. So I give My Little Pony Hearthbreakers a 3 out of 5. Now be sure and come back next time for my review of My Little Pony Scaremaster. And if you're interested in more reviews of anime, movies, TV shows, comic books, or video games, check out my channel on YouTube at StupidPrivate913, or find my Facebook and Deviantart pages for video updates and more. Thank you for watching.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.